All right, hi everyone. I'll start with the first question, then we'll go to the room. Ash, a great start today, but Carolina really played strongly in the second two sets.
Yeah, tough one today without a doubt. I would have loved to have done a little bit better, but yeah, not my day today, and we'll go back to work and keep trying to grow from tomorrow.
Okay, over here.
Ash, the medical timeout that Carolina took, how do you reflect on it?
Oh, I think I would have liked to have just been a little bit sharper that next game. Started well, but then with the first point, but just made a couple of loose errors in that game. And I think for the rest of the set, that was kind of the story. It was just over and over made, probably pressed a little bit, trying to be overly aggressive, and had some break points. I think it was that 3-3 game that was probably a bit of a critical game in the momentum there for the second set. But just disappointed with the fact that I wasn't able to bring the match back on my terms after she took that break.
It clearly changed the momentum of the game, or certainly from our perspective. Are you comfortable with her taking a medical timeout for what wasn't her abdominal injury that she was previously suffering from? She said her head was spinning.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't hear what she said when she called for the trainer. That's not kind of my decision. I think when you call for the trainer, you obviously tell the umpire what the reason is, and then the physios and doctors come out and assess it, and that's within the rules. So I think for me, that's not really my decision and not my concern of what she took the medical for. Obviously, there are rules when we go off the court for whatever areas are getting treated, because that's quite normal. But yeah, that's not really my decision to make on whether or what her medical condition was, or what the timeout was for.
Okay, Linda.
Did you think she was struggling with anything, Ash?
Oh, I mean, I think when you look down the other end, you can see she was taking her time quite often. It was probably the first warmer day that we've had here for a while, but I tried not to focus on her too much. It's about going about it the right way for me, and the way that I wanted to play the match. And I felt like I lost my way a little bit there in the second set, midway through, and kind of lost that momentum that I built. But yeah, we go back to work. We learn from this today. Without a doubt, it's disappointing, but we learn, we move on, and you know, we don't let it ruin what has been a really successful, enjoyable start to a new season.
Okay, gentleman in the blue.
Ash, you looked frustrated in that third set. Was it frustration with not being able to get the match back on your terms? Was it a frustration with unforced errors, which seemed to come more into your game in that third set?
Yeah, a bit of both. Without a doubt, being frustrated and not being able to put the game in my terms, but then pressing a little bit too hard and making too many errors at critical times. And I felt like I had small windows of opportunity, probably midway through that second set, and wasn't able to kind of regroup enough to be clear in that third set how I wanted to play. So I think I just lost my way a little bit, which is disappointing without a doubt. But I felt like I was in control of the match. Wanted to know, I knew how I wanted to go about it, and just lost my way a bit.
Okay, here.
Afterwards, Carolina said that her head was spinning and she lost her way. Regardless of, I guess, what she told the umpire, does that frustrate you that upon reflection she took that time out because her head was spinning and she lost her way?
It's within the rules. She's within her rights to take that time, and if she wasn't within the rules, the physios and the doctors would have said so. So I think that's the laws of our game, is that we have those medical timeouts for cases that are needed, and obviously she needed that today, but completely within the rules for her to take that. So from my point of view, it's I've played a lot of matches where there have been medical timeouts. I've taken medical timeouts myself before, so that shouldn't be a massive turning point in the match. I was disappointed today that I let that become a turning point, but I'm more experienced. I'm experienced enough now to be able to deal with that. But it's a disappointment today without a doubt. But we learn and we move on.
Okay, over there.
Just on that, Ash, should it be in the rules? I know you're saying that it is, and it obviously is, but should it be in the rules? Should a player be able to go off the court if they don't actually have an injury?
I don't write the rules. I don't write the rules. I abide by them. All of us players, we abide by the rules that are written, and it's not my place to comment here whether she had an injury or not. That's the physios and the doctors, and obviously that she's taken her medical time out meant that there was something wrong. So she was within the rules and within the guidelines to take that time.
Linda.
When you said you'll learn from today, what in particular?
Oh, we go through everything. We learn through all of the experiences that we've had over the past 2 or 3 weeks, and we just look back on it. We learn. We go through the match. We go through how I felt. We go through the rides and momentums. But overall, we take the positives that have come out of this last 2 or 3 weeks. Being back on the tour has been fantastic. I've loved every second, even though at times it is frustrating. That's the name of the game, and that's the sport that we play. So I think we celebrate as a team the way that we've been able to come back into the sport and really play well.
We'll take a couple more in the room. Any more?
What's your plan now?
We've planned and we've entered to play a few of the tour events coming up in the Middle East, and right from the get-go, obviously it's the first time we've looked to travel for quite some time now. So we'll sit back and kind of go through all of the health risks that are at this stage and to where we're going, and then we just work from there.
Courtney?
You had some great highs, Ash, and had some difficult losses as well in the past. Where does this one sit for you?
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, of course, but will it deter me and will it ruin the fact that we've had a really successful start to our season? Absolutely not. The sun will come up tomorrow. We go about our work again. You're either winning or you're learning, and I think today's a massive learning curve for me, for Tyres, for my team as well. So we take the positives out of it without a doubt, and don't let this particular match or this particular kind of hour of tennis deter us from what we're trying to do.
Okay, I think we'll switch. One more, Linda.
Given that you didn't travel for health reasons last year, how nervous are you about getting back out there, given how well Australia's still doing with the virus?
Yeah, it's a tricky one because I think the health of my team and myself will always be the priority no matter what. So in a way there is no nervousness because I feel like we'll make the right decisions that are kind of the best for us. So we'll make the right decisions for the right reasons, and that kind of takes away any of the nerves or the concerns, knowing that we can put full trust in if we travel and when we travel that the right health guidelines will be put in place.
Okay, I'll go online. Louis?
Okay, Courtney, first question, please.
Hi, Ash. Once the second and third set started to roll along, what was it that you found difficult to kind of get things back on your terms? Was it just tactical kind of fogginess or footwork, acceleration? What did you think it was?
Yeah, I felt like I lost control of the ball a little bit. At times I was overplaying, missing quite a few long and wide, and then at times tried to rein it in probably a little bit too much and overcompensated. So I think there was a little bit of a battle of trying to figure out a way to bring my range back in and not try and press too often. But I felt like I just lost my way a little bit with overplaying, overpressing, and not letting myself work into the points and really construct points as well as I'd like to.
And I know that you're obviously familiar with playing on these courts at any given time of day, but was there any change in terms of what the ball was doing or how the court was playing? Because you have obviously played quite a few night sessions and then today at 11 a.m.
Yeah, it's different. I think this is one of the tournaments probably across the world, here and maybe Paris at the French Open, that the weather can really determine how the balls play, how the conditions are. So it was an adjustment, but I've played plenty of day sessions here at the Australian Open. I've practiced during the day. So it was an adjustment, of course, and but certainly no reason for the result by any means. It was, I'm comfortable playing it in the daytime. I'm comfortable playing at night. I love playing in Australia, and I love playing on these courts. So I think it's disappointing today without a doubt, but we move on pretty quick.
Ben, next question, please.
Ash, it seemed just watching from home like there were times in the second and third set especially where maybe your focus or concentration wasn't quite where you'd want it to be on a few of the errors. I'm just wondering if you sensed that as something was distracting you, or maybe if that's down to not having played a ton of matches in the last 12 months where you don't still have that sort of match toughness that you might normally have.
Yeah, I felt like there are obviously ebbs and flows during the match. That's quite natural, particularly coming off such an extended break. But again, that's no reason as to the result. It's more for me trying to bring it back on my terms as often as I can. And at times today, I had the right balls and I just overplayed and I just pressed a little bit too much and gave up too many cheap errors, as you said, at some pretty critical times. So I think we'll look back on it. We talk about how we wanted to try and change things. Obviously, we can't now, but that's the learning of this game, is that it doesn't always go your way. It's not always your day, and it's how you respond from those tough moments, and how you get back up the next day and go back to work.
Ash, thanks for your time. That concludes our press conference.
Thank you.